7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. And away we go. Boy, did it fire. Houston, Intrepid picking up the launch prep, surf 98 at LO minus 250.
Roger, Intrepid.
This is Apollo Control Houston. We're at 139 hours 5 minutes now into the flight. Meanwhile, in Mission Control Center Houston, we are having a shift change. Flight Director Pete Frank and members of his Orange team are now aboard. And a news conference will be held in the News Center within the next few minutes with Flight Director Jerry Griffin. We're at 139 hours 6 minutes into the flight, and this is Apollo Control Houston.
Okay, Houston, you see that 212? That's the same thing we had before also.
Roger, Intrepid, we copy. And we concur, we expect it.
This is Apollo Control Houston at 139 hours 13 minutes now into the flight Apollo 12. We're some 2 hours and 50 minutes away from time of ignition. And Conrad and Bean start turning their attentions now to preparations for liftoff. Both guidance systems of prime and backup are powered up and systems tests are performed. The two guidance systems are aligned, the AGs to the pings. The rendezvous radar will be turned on and a self-test is performed. The inertial platform
Go.
We have a update on the Star Arcturus on page 102 of the surface checklist. We'd like you to use Procyon 16 or Sirius 15, and that's detent 1.
The inertial platform is aligned for the rendezvous radar tracking of Yankee Clipper on its last overhead pass, this pass, prior to liftoff. The radar is turned off following this and remains off during ascent. At this time, we will turn the release line over for a news conference in the News Center. The tape will be turned over directly to transcript. We're at 139 hours 15 minutes into the flight, and this is Apollo Control Houston. We're at 139 hours 49 minutes now into the flight Apollo 12. In Mission Control Center Houston, we've had a change in capsule communicators. Jerry Carr now aboard, replacing Ed Gibson at that position. While the line was down, Pete Conrad from the Intrepid did call and ask for a liftoff time. Jerry did pass.
Delta.
Houston, Intrepid.
Intrepid, Houston, go.
Has the Yankee gone overhead yet?
Not yet, Pete.
Give me an overhead time so I can watch it go by.
Jerry Carr did pass along an estimated liftoff time. 142 hours, 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Our displays in Mission Control show us that Intrepid should enter orbit with an apoloon of 46.3 nautical miles, a paraloon of 8.8 nautical miles. Delta V for that ascent burn would be 6,057 feet per second. About 1.5 hours before liftoff, Capcom Jerry Carr will be passing the liftoff maneuver pad to Intrepid. Presently, we're at 2 hours 13 minutes prior to ignition. At 139 hours 56 minutes, continuing to monitor. This is Apollo Control, Houston.
Intrepid Houston, Clipper should be overhead at 1400410.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to check the plane change and see how good you are.
Stand by, Clipper, break. Intrepid, this is Houston. Clipper wants to know if you're up VHF.
Delta, we will come up VHF.
Roger, break. Clipper, Houston,
Yes,
Intrepid says he'll be up.
Answer whether he wants us up VHF A or B simplex.
Clipper, Houston, what would you like, VHF A or B simplex? Say again, Clipper. Intrepid Houston, come up VHF ranging configuration, over.
Will do.
It's Apollo Control, Houston. We presently show Yankee Clipper in an orbit of 61.7 nautical miles by 58.7 nautical miles. We're now at 139 hours, 53 minutes into the flight. It's Apollo Control, Houston. We're at 139 hours, 58 minutes now into the flight. Our display here in Mission Control shows that the concentric sequence initiate burn.
Roger, Dick. Are you going to use the 0 degree pitch or 22 degree pitch down for this pass?
The concentric sequence initiate burn is scheduled for 143 hours, 1 minute, 50 seconds. With a delta V of 49.2 feet per second. This burn, done at Apollon following liftoff, has the effect of raising the paraloon half a revolution later. We would look at numbers at that time for Intrepid of 46.8 by 43.6, some 15 nautical miles below the Yankee Clipper. We're 2 hours, 4 minutes, 18 seconds away from time of ignition, and this is Apollo Control, Houston.
Oh, Yankee Clipper, Intrepid on VHF. How do you read? Yankee Clipper.
Yankee Clipper, Houston, go.
Roger, Houston. I don't like those marks at all. That sun angle's pretty high. That whole area's washed out. And the best that I can tell you is I think I was on the surveyor crater. But I can't be sure of that.
Roger, Dick.
That sun's a little too high. Did you find that right now? Houston, Intrepid, we had a visual on him, although I couldn't talk to him on VHF.
Intrepid, Houston, roger. Clipper, this is Houston. Did you read Intrepid on VHF?
That's perfect.
Roger, you sure it wasn't S-band? Because, you know, we're in the relay mode.
I think I heard him VHF, Jerry.
Okay.
Hey, Jerry, I sure wouldn't do anything with that T-22 data. I'm just not that sure of it.
Roger, Dick. We've copied your data. Clipper Houston, we'll give that data a good evaluation before we do anything with it.
P-22 reference there is the orbital navigation program for the command module Yankee Clipper. We're at 140 hours and 9 minutes now into the flight, and 1 hour and 55 minutes away from time of ignition for Intrepid.
Houston, Intrepid.
Intrepid Houston, go.
Got sort of an interesting thing going on in the gas right now. I didn't notice earlier, but it may just be because the lights are brighter now. I'm getting all H flash, both the address and the information registers in about 1/5 of millionths of the normal numbers, and it's pulsing every second.
Roger, Al.
If I turn down the illumination level just a little bit, it's not noticeable.
That was Al Bean describing some illumination on his AGS display, the aboard guidance system display aboard Intrepid.
Houston, Intrepid, you ready for my RCS hot fire?
Intrepid Houston, Roger, fire away.
Okay.
Intrepid Houston.
Go.
Roger, Al. Fredo's here. He and I have both seen that phenomena on your data during testing of most all the spacecrafts up at Bethpage, and it's probably an EMI.
That's what we've been talking about, but we thought we'd just touch in on it.
Roger, I think TRW's got to work up on this problem.
Roll left, pitch up. Okay. Ego Houston with roll, pitch, yaw.
Roger, Pete. Intrepid Houston.
Don't panic, we just flew over our S-band erectable, and we're up on our steerable.
Roger, I was just going to tell you, Pete, we lost some of the data on that fire jack.
Okay, you want me to give it to you again?
Stand by, I'll tell you what we need.
I never gave you yaw anyhow.
Pete, can you just start over from the beginning?
Okay.
Apparently from that last report, the erectable S-band antenna outside was felled by that RCS test. We're at 140 hours 14 minutes.
Sound right.
Intrepid Houston, I've got a K-factor update for you when you're ready.
Okay.
Roger, R1 is 00140. R2 is all zips. R3 is 00033.
Okay, 00140. All zip. 3 zip, 33.
Roger.
Okay, how'd the hot fire look?
Intrepid Houston, that went kind of fast. Give us a chance to take a look at our tapes.
Okay.
Intrepid Houston, the passive seismometer just verified that you did do your hot fire.
Very good. Does the passive seismometer say my hot fires go?
It's Apollo Control Houston. Jerry Carr reported recordings of on the passive seismometer verifying the hot fire of the RCS. This data was received in our experiment staff support room.
I understand how it goes.
Houston, are you ready for the gyro torquing angles?
Clipper Houston, Roger, go ahead. Intrepid Houston, I have a LEM ascent pad and a CSI pad.
Okay, just a second. Are you ready for my rest of my hot fire?
Roger, we're ready. Go ahead. Brake, Clipper, you can go ahead and torque.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Okay, I gave you an extra pitch-up fire because we were photographing the effects on the ground. It's quite spectacular.
Roger, Pete.
And we're ready to copy the launch pad.
Roger, LEM ascent pad follows. TIG 142034700. Noun 76. 55350 00370 plus 0002. Data 47 is plus 37364 plus 05607 plus 58642 plus 56955. Data 465 is plus 00370. Data 546 is NA. Ignition 1 rev late is 1440209er. LEM weight 10789er. CSM weight 35390. Over.
Roger, copy 142034700. 55350 00370 plus 0002 plus 37364 plus 05607 plus 58642 plus 56955 plus 00370. NA 144020900. 10789-35390.
That's affirmative, Al. P32 CSI pad follows. Noun 11. 14301 5060. Noun 37. 14438. All zips. Noun 81. 049er2. All zips. Data 373 is 01818. 275 is 02780. Hags Delta V's plus 049er2. All zips plus 0010. Over.
Roger, 143015060. 14438, all zeros. 0492, all zeros. 01818. 02780 plus 0492. All zeros plus 0010.
Well, affirmative, Al.
Okay, Houston, I'm standing by for your up data link of the LTC gyro compensation.
Roger, Pete.
Houston, this is Clipper. I copied those tabs.
Roger, Clipper. Yankee Clipper, Houston, over.
Go ahead.
Roger, Dick. You can terminate your battery Bravo charge now. And we'd like to have you put your O2 tank 1 heaters and your hydrogen tank 2 heaters back to auto. And dump your wastewater to between... Yankee Clipper, Houston.
Go ahead. I got the H2 and O2 heaters and dump the water to 5-10%.
Okay, that's it, Dick. Thank you.
I'll do a purge on the,
Roger.
I'll do a purge on the oxygen and the hydrogen fuel cell.
Apollo Control, Houston. We're about 5 minutes away now from loss of signal with the Yankee Clipper. Next time around, the Yankee Clipper will be on its 30th revolution, and Intrepid will lift off on this the 30th revolution. We're at 140 hours, 26 minutes now into the flight of Apollo 12. And the ascent maneuver pad data passed up to Intrepid, which Al Bean copied. A liftoff time was given of 142 hours, 3 minutes, 47 seconds.
Go ahead.
Pete, we'll be sending your gyro compensation uplink to you after you've done your second P57.
Okay, must be a mistake in the checklist.
Yeah, that's right. It's not. It's poorly placed in the checklist.
Okay. How's the hot fire luck all the way around? Everything okay?
Pad data shows a horizontal velocity for Intrepid of 5,535 feet per second. We're at 140 hours, 28 minutes now into the flight.
42, Houston. What did Yankee Clipper's orbit finally decay down to? How well did you hit 60?
Roger, Pete. It's 61.9 by 58.4 at CDH.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And we're targeted for 0 CDH here with this thing, right?
That's affirmative.
Okay.
CDH standing for constant delta height. It's the second maneuver in the rendezvous sequence. Given a normal or nominal situation, it could very well turn out to be 0. It's designed to fine-tune the orbit, and with the numbers we're looking at, may very well turn out not to be necessary.
Yankee Clipper, Houston, we're about 35 seconds from LOS. You're looking good, and we're looking for an AOS of 141.17.
Okay, Jerry, thank you.
We've had loss of signal with the Yankee Clipper. We're at 140 hours, 32 minutes now into the flight.
Intrepid, Houston, how do you read?
Right there.
Roger, read you the same.
It's Apollo Control, Houston, at 140 hours, 46 minutes now into the flight. We're 1 hour and 17 minutes away from time of ignition. Away from Intrepid's lunar liftoff from the ocean of storms. Intrepid will ignite running almost 5,000 pounds of propellant through the upper stage ascent engine. Ignition will occur with Yankee Clipper passing just overhead, about 80 nautical miles ahead of Intrepid. Intrepid goes through a short vertical rise and pitches over to climb to altitude horizontally, inserting into orbit with a velocity of nearly 6,000 feet per second at an altitude of some 60,000 feet. It's been a period of quiet between Capcom Jerry Carr and Intrepid. We've been watching data on the displays, and the crew aboard Intrepid has completed loading their abort guidance system ascent targeting data. We're at 140 hours, 48 minutes now into the flight, and this is Apollo Control, Houston. It's Apollo Control, Houston, 140 hours, 52 minutes now into the flight. We're still looking at a liftoff time of 142 hours, 3 minutes, 47 seconds. This ascent from the lunar surface is designed to put Intrepid in an initial orbit of 46.3 nautical miles by 8.8 nautical miles. For the burn, we're looking at a delta V of 6,057 feet per second. The first maneuver following ascent, the concentric sequence initiate, is scheduled at 143 hours, 1 minute, 50 seconds, with a delta V of 49.2 feet per second. The burn scheduled to be done at Apolloon following liftoff, and has the effect of raising the paraloon. We're 1 hour, 10 minutes away now from scheduled time of ignition, and this is Apollo Control, Houston.
Houston, Intrepid.
Intrepid, Houston, go.
Any objections to us start C-57 now?
Hi, Intrepid, Houston. We'd prefer you wait till 4 or 5 in order to maximize the delta T there.
You mean 1-5, I hope.
Yeah, that's right, 1-5. We were thinking in terms of liftoff minus 4-5.
I'm with you.
It's Apollo Control Houston, program 57 reference there is the lunar surface alignment program for the LIM guidance computer. We're at 141 hours, 2 minutes now into the flight, and 1 hour and 2 minutes away from time of ignition. This is Apollo Control Houston.
Intrepid, Houston.
Go ahead.
Roger, Al, would you put battery 5 on the line now? Before it wasn't really carrying its load as well as it should have, and we'd like to kind of pre-condition that one, get it a little warmer and get it started early.
Okay, I noticed that. We'll do it.
Okay.
That's exactly what it did prior to descent. Not much.
It's Apollo Control Houston at 141 hours, 9 minutes now into the flight. We're 55 minutes away from ignition at this time, and some 8 minutes away from reacquiring the command module Yankee Clipper. In the Mission Control Center, a period of relatively quiet preparation. No large contingent of persons have arrived yet into the viewing room. However, in the control center proper, certain key NASA management officials as well as fellow astronauts have arrived on the scene. Rocco Petrone, Apollo director of the Apollo program, is here, as is George Lowe. Chris Kraft, director of flight operations for the Manned Spacecraft Center. Jim McDivitt, manager of the Apollo spacecraft program at MSC. Jim Lovell, the commander for Apollo 13, is present. Al Worden is here. Donald K. Slayton, Director of Flight Crew Operations, and Tom Stafford, Chief of the Astronaut Office. We're at 141 hours, 10 minutes into the flight, and this is Apollo Control Houston. It's Apollo Control Houston at 141 hours, 16 minutes now into the flight. We're less than a minute away now from reacquiring the command module Yankee Clipper, now on its 30th revolution.
Yankee Clipper, Houston, how do you read?
Loud and clear. We're standing by.
Here, we come out clear. Houston, Yankee Clipper, we come out clear.
Roger, Clipper, reading you the same.
Everything looks go here, Karen.
Roger, Dick. Clipper, Houston, your state vectors are all good, so there'll be no uplink to you this time. Your map update pad is scratched, and I've got a landmark tracking pad if you're ready to copy.
Roger, do you want us to
stand by.
The reason I say that, Jerry, is because I can't see him at these high sun angles. It's pretty academic to do this one. I just shouldn't save the gas and skip it.
Roger, Dick, we're talking about it. Clipper Houston, the data is only in the event you want to try to watch liftoff.
Yeah, I know that. I don't think I can see him, Jerry, so let's skip it. The sun angle's too high.
Okay, Dick.
So Apollo Control Houston, you heard that exchange between Dick Gordon and capsule communicator Jerry Carr. What the discussion evolved about, Dick Gordon aboard the Yankee Clipper had the option of tracking Intrepid with his sextant on liftoff. As you heard, he indicated that the sun angle appeared too high to acquire a sighting, so that will probably be deleted from the actual flight plan. We're at 141 hours, 21 minutes into the flight, 42 and a half minutes away from time of ignition, and this is Apollo Control Houston.
Intrepid Houston, your gravity angle difference looks good, and there'll be no uplinks to you this time.
Very good, very good.
Yankee Clipper Houston.
My hand.
Roger, Dick, here's the comm plan. About the time when you get VHF communications established with Intrepid, we're going to dump the misfin relay. If for some reason you lose it and you want to hear the Intrepid liftoff, let us know and we can reconfigure in about 20 seconds. But we would prefer to leave the relay out as long as you've got VHF.
Roger, I think that'll be fine. Thank you. Oh, this place is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Roger.
That was Al Bean aboard Intrepid. We're at 141 hours at 23 minutes now into the flight. This is Apollo Control Houston, 141 hours, 30 minutes now into the flight. Conrad and Bean now going through final phases of verifying navigational alignments. You heard that call up from Jerry Carr, commending the torquing angles on board as they're going through program 57 lunar alignment. At this time, Flight Director Pete Frank is checking status, pulsing all of his flight control team as to our status, go or no go, and we're standing by.
Intrepid Houston, your go to cast off on this rev.
It's Apollo Control Houston. You heard that call from Jerry Carr giving him a go for liftoff this rev. At T-minus 10 seconds, one of the two, probably Conrad, pushes the abort stage button, and the two stages, although still mated, are no longer mechanically secured to each other. The ascent engine is armed, and at minus 5 seconds, Conrad pushes the proceed button on his computer display, telling it to continue on in program 12 for liftoff. At T0, he pushes the engine start after verifying the engine is indeed on. We're at 32 minutes now away from ignition, and this is Apollo Control Houston.
That's affirmative, Al, and they're go.
This is Apollo Control Houston at 141 hours, 42 minutes now into the flight. We're 22 minutes away from time of ignition. After ignition, Conrad confirms that the LEM is stable and altitude is increasing. Visual cues are prime for the first 15 seconds. After pitch over is completed, the crew will be able to make their first solid checks on the primary guidance and navigation system's performance. At liftoff plus 4 minutes, Conrad yaws Intrepid 20 degrees right to ensure a continuing S-band lock. When time from ignition reaches approximately 6 minutes 15 seconds, the onboard displays are changed from velocity and altitude numbers to velocity to be gained. You'll probably hear Al Bean calling out some of these numbers. Engine shutdown monitoring is performed on board simply by observing the velocity to be gained display. We're at 21 minutes now away from time of ignition.
That one.
Roger, Intrepid. Intrepid Houston looks good. Tank 2 looks good.
That was Capcom Jerry Carr telling Intrepid that their tank pressures look good. Meanwhile, in the control center, our up-front displays have switched over for the flight dynamics trajectory displays, the lunar map being taken down for this ascent phase of the mission. We're at 141 hours, 44 minutes, and 19 minutes, 45 seconds away from ignition.
Batch 2 and 4 coming off, Houston.
Roger, Intrepid.
It's Apollo Control, Houston, 149 hours, 49 minutes.
Commencing VHF-A receiver on or off for a moment, over.
Stand by, Intrepid.
We're 14 minutes away from time of ignition now.
Houston, need to have your VHF-A transmitter to voice range and receiver off.
That's where she said, thanks.
Intrepid presently has program 12 entered on their onboard computer. This is the guidance program for Lunar Liftoff. We're at 141 hours, 50 minutes into the flight, and a little more than 13 minutes from time of ignition. It's Apollo Control, Houston, 141 hours, 52 minutes now into the flight. Flight Director Pete Frank making a final check around the room as to our status for liftoff. We're 11 minutes, 48 seconds from scheduled time of ignition. This is Apollo Control, Houston. It's Apollo Control, Houston. We're 10 minutes now away from time of ignition. 141 hours, 54 minutes into the flight of Apollo 12. FIDO reports we have high-speed data coming in from all three sites. We're at 141 hours, 56 minutes. 7 minutes, 54 seconds away from liftoff at this time. Mark 5 minutes from scheduled time of ignition. We're at 148 hours, 59 minutes now into the flight. We're 4 minutes away now. This is Apollo Control, Houston, standing by. Mark 3 minutes from liftoff.
Hello, Houston. Intrepid is up 5. How do you read?
Loud and clear, Pete.
Roger. Checklist is complete. Standing by for T-2.
Roger.
It's Pete Conrad reporting they have completed their checklist. We're at 142 hours, 1 minute. Mark 2 minutes.
400 plus 10. That's your watch? I clipped that in 1 minute. Clipper hands left. And start.
Roger, Clipper. Intrepid Clipper's watching you.
Howdy, Yankee Clipper. Okay, very good. On my mark, Yankee Clipper, it'll be 1 minute. Start, 1 minute. Master arm is on. 367 read.
Got it. We're stage push in 30 seconds. Roger. Watch the L trap and I'll fly the bird. That's good to me. Pretty fine.
Whiskey's blank.
30 seconds.
Average G. Forward stage. Engine arm has in.
All we like is pro, and then afterwards engine start.
Okay. 20 seconds.
Looking good, Pete.
Okay.
10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, arm, 3, 2, 1, lift off. And away we go.
Boy, did it fire.
Join.
Good. Defense stage. Cooling off.
Good.
Looking good.
It looks good.
Intrepid Houston, copy ignition, guidance looks good.
Over's looking good.
316 feet above the lunar surface.
Boy, you sure get nice and quiet, isn't it? Well, I don't know what. Mark, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, 177.
1,594 feet above the lunar surface.
6 feet.
That's pretty good.
We're on our way.
And in 1 minute, y'all right 20 feet.
Okay.
Velocity building up now, 264 feet per second.
Bacon.
Coming up on 1 minute.
This program looks good.
Kind of wobbles around up here.
Intrepid Houston, looking good at 1 minute.
We've got right 20. Steaming right down the pipe.
Okay.
What a
Good.
nice,
Pressures look good, Pete.
what a nice ride.
RCS right in there.
It's Conrad reporting they're going right down the pike.
Yeah, quite smooth.
6-minute run. Third part of it.
Mark, 1 plus 30. 745. 150
Presently 9,000 feet above the lunar surface.
feet.
Good jumping.
Okay, it's just changing CG.
I know it. So smooth.
What a
Velocity now at 850 feet per second.
aim is kicking over. It's right on a pitch profile.
Got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 1,061, 175.
Intrepid Houston, go at 2.
It's a little bit higher.
2 minutes, 10 seconds, looking good.
Everything looks good, Pete. Pressures look
Sure
good.
does. Looks like something the same territory we passed over before, doesn't it?
Things and ags agree perfectly.
Roger. Okay. Mark, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Looking at 1373, 187, climbing out of 19,700. Houston, you better clear me out of flight level 240 for flight level 600.
Roger, squawk 2-1.
All right.
Okay, bucket 2-1.
Coming up on 3 minutes.
Hygiene looks real good, Pete. Hanging in there.
Mark, 3 minutes. 1752, 194, climbing out of 25,000.
Houston Clipper, if you can't have him transmit VHF also.
Say again, Dick.
Dick would like you to transmit on VHF.
Range to go now 137 nautical miles.
On VHF. 3 minutes and 30 seconds, Al. 2,130 feet per second, climbing 193, and we're at a 31,600.
Okay. Camera went off.
we've got the alpha. Still running. Turned it back on. Oh, I see. Wonder why we got the master alarm. I never did see anything. I didn't either. Everything looks good.
Houston, you're looking good at 4.
4 minutes. 2,500 feet.
Mark 4 minutes 8 seconds, now traveling 2,400 feet per second.
Ooh, look at that grill down there. Ow. There goes part of Landsberg, I think, there on the left. Hey, so the camera stopped again, see? Forget it. Mark, 430. 2,954 feet. This is a hot machine. 173, climbing out of 42,800. Thanks, you're happy. Okay. Helium pressures look good. Start to move around a little bit more now as we lighten up. Okay, you got a big job now. Don't forget the ascent. It's a race time. Thinking about it. Lift it off. Okay. 5 minutes. Mark, 5 minutes. 3403, 156 feet, now to 47,000.
Intrepid, Houston, you're looking good at 5. The harbor master's cheered you into the main channel.
Roger. Really getting down there.
Now over 49,000 feet in altitude.
Nothing but lunar surface system. Okay, 5 plus 30. Okay. Mark. Man, look at that crater we're flying over. Okay. I'm going to call on 500.
Velocity 3,800 feet per second.
Okay. 4,000. Because we've got 1,400 feet per second to go. Okay? Get a mark at 6 minutes.
Coming up on 6 minutes.
6 minutes. 6 minutes, 43.82. Okay, I'm going to get over on verb 16, down 85 right now. This thing's running a little bit hot. Okay, 900 feet according to the ag. Okay, B for you. It's sure picking up fast. Okay, 37. Okay, measure a little bit more than you. Okay, set it back
57,000 feet in altitude.
for 200 feet per second. 21 to go. 600 feet. Hey, you got 500 feet to go. Wow, we're really smoking along. 5, 475, 439. Looking good. 400. And goodbye.
5,000 feet per second in velocity.
Okay. Main shutoffs open. Okay. Open. Open they go.
Coming up on 7 minutes.
Okay. We're going to close ascent feet.
Looking good at 7 feet.
1 feet on. Okay. You just open. Okay. You're setting aboard stage. Get arm off. Okay. Okay.
We've had shutdown.
Off 32 feet. Listen to what they say. Completed that, Houston. After alarm, but I don't know for what. Everything looks okay. But Houston, we do. Tell you what happened. I got to watching that problem and I let her overspeed. Oh, okay, okay. But just walk backstage Ray, and I just figured we could close them. Houston, how do you read?
Loud and clear, Pete.
Okay. Does that look satisfactory to you?
Looks good, Pete. We copied your overburn and we see your trimming now.
Okay, I took it all out. I got interested in this.
Houston, Clipper, still no VHF Intrepid.
Main shutoff valve A indicated barber pole.
Roger, Clipper.
So I recycled it twice, and it said shut off both ascent feeds and left the cross feed open. It is now, and I'm going to close the cross feed. Mode control 2 up to add hold. They are. Okay. Inverter 2. The inverter 1 open. Get on inverter 2.
I am on inverter 2.
Intrepid, this is Houston. Push your engine stop push button.
Yeah. Get her. Sorry about that. Everything's off. Okay. Okay, now. Turn the lights to track. Wait, is this a sturdy spacecraft in there? Shall we go off on? Yep.
All three data sources show go.
Clipper, Houston, we're setting up the relay now.
I wonder why he's not transmitting VHF.
You heard that report. There was a little bit of an overburn, trimmed out very nicely, however. We're at one.
Houston, Clipper is not reading you VHF. We're configuring for misfin relay now. Intrepid, Yankee Clipper, how do you read Houston now? We're in the relay mode.
Hello, Yankee Clipper, Intrepid, how do you read?
Intrepid, Yankee Clipper, loud and clear now.
Intrepid, did you read Clipper's answer?
Yeah, I read him.
Preliminary numbers would show an orbit of 47 nautical miles by 9 nautical miles. Very close to nominal. We're at 142 hours, 16 minutes now into the flight.
Intrepid, Houston, looks like you got a 47 by 8.8, over.
Roger. What were we targeting for?
Clipper, Houston, give us poo and accept. We have a limb state vector for you.
Okay, Houston, you got it.
Roger, on the way.
It's Apollo Control, Houston, 142 hours, 18 minutes now into the flight. A preliminary look at the burn status would indicate an overburn of some 1.5 seconds, which was trimmed out by Commander Pete Conrad as he was removing his residuals from the burn. We're at 142 hours, 18 minutes, and this is Apollo Control, Houston.
Intrepid, Houston.
Go ahead.
Roger, Pete, would you verify you're up on your forward VHF antenna? Brake Clipper, your computer's yours.
We're on the VHF antenna.
Roger, Pete.
Apollo Control, Houston, we presently show the Lunar Module Intrepid in an orbit of 47.1 nautical miles by 8.7 nautical miles with a velocity of 5,504 feet per second. Intrepid once again in lunar orbit, once again a spacefaring vessel. Intrepid has now set sail for rendezvous. We're at 142 hours, 21 minutes into the flight, and this is Apollo Control, Houston.
Houston, Clipper, can you see the disk key?
We got a dick, go ahead.
All right, I just sent the torquing angle. I guess you already don't need them, do you?
Negative, we don't need them.
Can you read that?
That's clear, I'm reading now, Pete, loud and clear.
Okay, you should be looking.
Yankee Clipper, Houston.
Okay, Houston, you're looking at the disky there, the torquing angle.
Roger, we're looking at him, Pete. Sterling.
Okay, we're going to probe.
Yankee Clipper, Houston, over.
Go ahead.
Roger, Dick, how about turning down your S-band thumb wheel and make a VHF check, and if you're in good shape on VHF, we're going to break down this relay again.
You can bring it down, Jerry. I can hear him now.
Roger.
You're supposed to be on raging right now. You're supposed to be transmitting on A.
It's Apollo Control, Houston, at 142 hours, 25 minutes into the flight. The Mission Control Center does plan to pass up an update pad for a concentric sequence, initiate the first maneuver in Rendezvous prior to loss of signal. We presently show 4 minutes and 30 seconds before loss of signal on the command module Yankee Clipper, and 5 minutes 40 seconds on the Lunar Module.
Very good. Dick, I hold you at 351 feet a second at 200 miles.
Pete.
Say again, Dick?
I concur.
Okay, I'm just starting P20.
That was Pete Conrad reporting to Dick Gordon the range and range rate readings he had on his onboard display. In Mission Control Center, Houston, we're presently reading a range of 198 nautical miles between the two spacecraft and a range rate of minus 331 feet per second. We're now at 142 hours, 28 minutes into the flight.
Intrepid, we're going to go over to Omnis now.
Roger, Intrepid. Intrepid, Houston, you're about 45 seconds from LOS. Intrepid, Houston, we'll see you at 143.16. Intrepid, Houston, your CSI Delta V is going to be about 46.5, over.
Roger, 46.5.
Apollo Control, Houston, that was Jerry Carr passing up the Delta V for the first rendezvous maneuver. That was 46.5 feet per second. We managed to get it up in the nick of time just prior to Intrepid making its backside pass around the moon.
We've got LOS on the Clipper, and we'll see him at 13.
Okay, say again our AOS time.
Your AOS time is 143.16. It's nominal.
43.16.
Roger, nominal in the flight plan. Intrepid, Houston, go low bit rate.
Apollo Control, Houston, 142 hours, 31 minutes. We've had loss of signal with both spacecraft, both Intrepid and Yankee Clipper passing above the backside of the moon. This is Apollo Control, Houston, at 142 hours, 38 minutes now into the flight of Apollo 12. Both Intrepid and Yankee Clipper passing above the far side of the moon out of acquisition range with Mission Control Center Houston. Ground solution continues to show a forecast time of ignition for the concentric sequence initiate maneuver of 143 hours, 1 minute 51 seconds. You heard the delta V for this maneuver pass to Intrepid just prior to going out of acquisition. That delta V 46.5 feet per second. We're at 142 hours 39 minutes now into the flight, and this is Apollo Control Houston. This is Apollo Control Houston at 143 hours 14 minutes now into the flight. We're less than 2 minutes away now from reacquiring Yankee Clipper as it emerges from around the far side of the moon. A report from our science staff support room indicates that the magnetometer and seismometers both had readings from Intrepid at liftoff. Presently, ground-based solutions in the control center indicate that a constant delta height burn of some small magnitude may be accomplished or done on this front side pass. We won't know, of course, until we reacquire Intrepid and get their CSI solution. Ground computations would indicate a burn, a constant delta height burn at 143 hours 59 minutes 53 seconds with a delta V of perhaps 12 to 14 feet per second. This would be done to fine-tune or smooth out the wrinkles in the orbits of the two spacecraft. Intrepid traveling some 15 nautical miles below playing catch-up. While Intrepid is playing catch-up with Yankee Clipper, the individual tasks for Conrad and Bean are probably divided along these lines. Conrad operating the radar and the disky during thrusting programs and making automatic or manual attitude changes. Bean logging all maneuver solutions and systems performance and operating the disky except when keyboard entries affect control of the spacecraft attitude or thrusting. We have acquisition with Yankee Clipper. No conversation taking place at this time, however. We'll stand by at 143 hours 16 minutes. We're 2 minutes 25 seconds away of reacquiring Intrepid.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be working on how to plane here for you.
Yankee Clipper Houston, how do you read?
Hello, Houston, Clipper, not clear.
Roger.
Roger, CSI burn was good. Intrepid burn 45.3 feet per second. My solution was 45.9.
Roger, Dick.
That was Dick Gordon reporting the concentric sequence initiate burn was good. We're at 143 hours 18 minutes. When we reacquire Intrepid, we will probably receive a status report on that burn. This is Apollo Control Houston, continuing to monitor.
Hey, Pete, your plane change is minus 4/10.
Now processing data on Intrepid, the Lunar Module.
Intrepid Houston, how do you read?
Loud and clear, Houston.
Roger, I'll read you the same.
Residual pings were plus 1/10, minus 1/10, and minus 3/10.
Intrepid Houston, we'd like to know what your delta V's were that you loaded.
What do you mean, what delta V's we loaded? We loaded 45.3 feet per second. Is that what you mean?
A firm.
That was our CSI solution.
Okay.
Okay, and I've run CDH here, and looks like -9 and -8 roughly. Shows me 59 seconds early at TPI.
Roger.
Then we're not going to make the, that doesn't look like we need to make the out of plane. And we got a noise level on out of plane, it's showing 4 foot per second, and I haven't looked at it yet, but I will in a minute.
Roger. Intrepid, Houston, can you give us high bit rate, please?
It's Apollo Control, Houston, at 143 hours, 21 minutes now into the flight. We presently show Intrepid and Yankee Clipper at a range of 131 nautical miles with a range rate of minus 75 feet per second.
I tell you, Houston, I sure do enjoy flying this thing. It's both the ascent stage and descent stage are both nice.
Roger, Pete.
For your information, I cross-fed on the CSI burn, and that sort of evened me up. And I also switched my DAP load to System A.
Roger, copy.
And my out-of-plane shows 0.31 miles and 0.3 foot per second, so I think we'll forget it.
Okay, Pete, that sounds good. While you got a minute, we had a question about the sequence camera. Did that camera stop right after liftoff?
Apparently it did. But then it stopped again several times.
That's affirmative. It stopped, and I started it, and it stopped 2 or 3 times.
Roger.
I guess nobody else has, anybody else had to use these window heaters before? Our windows keep fogging over, and I have to run the window heaters all the time.
Intrepid, Houston, the folks here say that was pretty nominal on Apollo 11.
Oh, I didn't remember that. Okay, very good.
Hey, Pete.
Go ahead, Dick.
My CH time on my computer is 143.49er, 46.47.
Okay, we're within a couple of about 15 seconds of one another.
Okay, we're going to use yours.
Okay, 144.0001.53.
I got it, thank you.
Intrepid, Houston.
Go.
Roger, Pete, I sent you bum dope. 11 did not use their heaters.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody having to use them. And both my docking window and both Al's window and my window, we've collected moisture on the lunar surface, and we started collecting it here in flight, so I put the window heater back on.
Roger.
Just prior to this call up from Mission Control, you heard Pete Conrad and Dick Gordon comparing onboard computation numbers for CDH, the constant delta height maneuver. We're at 143 hours, 26 minutes now into the flight, and this is Apollo Control, Houston.
Sure do apologize, Houston, for the overburn. I got my head looking at Al there, and I just shut her off late.
Roger, no sweat, Pete.
What did he do this time, Pete?
Say again?
What the devil did he do this time?
Well, he didn't do anything. We had one main shutoff valve station barber pulled over here, and it turned out to be an indicator, but I got interested in that, and I didn't de-arm the engine soon enough, and we shut down about 30 feet per second overspeed, and I had to back her out. No big deal.
We presently show Intrepid and Yankee Clipper 126 nautical miles apart. We're at 143 hours, 28 minutes now into the flight.
Okay, Dick, you're almost unreadable.
Clipper, Houston, your S-band's getting pretty ready.
Okay, Dick, I'm showing 17.6. You're looking at that recycle on the distance, Houston?
We're checking, Pete.
It's minus 10 to minus 8.8.
Intrepid, Houston, we're watching.
I finally have a visual on Yankee Clipper, I think.
Roger.
Yeah, I got the visual of Yankee.
122 miles.
Okay, I show 122 on mine, closing at 95 feet a second.
That was Pete Conrad reporting he thought he had a visual sighting of Yankee Clipper. The two spacecraft presently 122 nautical miles apart. We're at 143 hours, 20 or 32 minutes into the flight. Apollo Control, Houston, at 143 hours, 37 minutes now into the flight.
Yeah, he's working so hard keeping his ags updated here. Why don't we let him burn CDH?
Roger, Pete.
Say, get there.
Intrepid, Houston, stand by on that. We're consulting our oracle right now.
I'm only kidding, but he's all over the cockpit. What's the range rate is?
That was Pete Conrad coming to Mission Control with a suggestion that they do their CDH, or constant delta height maneuver, utilizing the AGS, or the secondary guidance system. The point he made was that Al Bean was all over the cabin constantly updating their AGS numbers from the pings, and I guess he thought, why not use them? Presently, we're showing Intrepid and Yankee Clipper 115 nautical miles apart. This, through our displays, taking an over-the-shoulder look at Intrepid's computer readouts. We're at 143 hours, 39 minutes.
Okay, I'm minus 10.3. My TPI is 2.5 minutes early. Okay. Say, Houston, with your concurrence, we'd like to go over into the cabin mode for a while, say 2 to go, but in the cabin mode and try and get rid of some of this dirt before we dock.
Roger, Pete, stand by.
Yes.
Intrepid Houston, go ahead, use the cabin mode.
Canisters. Yeah, okay.
Intrepid Houston, I have a PIFO bias update read-up for you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, verb 2-1, noun 0-1, enter. 1-4-5-2, enter. 7-7-4-2-3, enter. Enter. 1-4-5-4, enter. 0-0-4-0-6, enter. Enter. 1-4-5-6, enter. 0-0-7-7-7, enter. Over.
Okay, let me see if I got those numbers all right. Verb 21, nano 1, enter. 1452, enter. 77423, enter. Enter. 1454, enter. 00046, enter. Enter. 1456, enter. 00077.
Intrepid Houston, that's negative. Address 1454 should read 00406, and address 1456 should read 00777. Over.
Okay, 1454 00406 and 1456 00777.
That's affirmative, Pete.
Okay.
Hey, Al, are you talking to the next bird CDH yet? He'll let me burn CPI.
Yankee Clipper Houston, over.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, got some high gain angles for you, Dick.
Go ahead, I'll put them right in there for you.
Roger, pitch is -2-3, and yaw is +171, over.
And we're on a high gain.
Roger.
You know what, I've only got 20 marks, so I'm going to go ahead and press.
Say again, Dick.
Got enough solution, or got enough marks here for 5 solutions. I'm going to go ahead and press on. Okay. Okay.
Apollo Control Houston, we currently show the two spacecraft 103 nautical miles apart.
Yankee Clipper Houston, we're going to have a handover here now on your case from Honeysuckle to Madrid, over at 143.50.
Okay.
Very good.
Whichever way the world turns. Pete's going to play for CDH is decimal 4 plus.
Apollo Control Houston, meanwhile in the control center we have the ignition clock counting down for CDH. We show 10 minutes and 30 seconds until time of ignition. We're at 143 hours, 50 minutes now into the flight of Apollo 12.
Yankee Clipper, Houston. How do you read through Madrid?
Hello, Houston. Clipper, loud and clear. How me?
They read you the same.
Early. The minus sign. 75. Okay, here's my solution. Delta H, 0.8. 34:53 and 3 minutes early. Delta V is down 81. 10.3. 0 and 7.0. 7.0. Would you read the air velocity again, please? 9.3 is in Y. Or in C. Okay, copied. Minus 10.2. Zip. 9.3. How about minus 10.2 and zip and minus 9.3?
No, wait. Dick, call Houston and have them relay to me. I can't understand you.
Clipper, Houston, go ahead.
It's okay. Go ahead. Hey, Jerry, just tell him I agree with his solution.
Roger, break. Pete, Clipper says he agrees with your solution.
Okay, very good. And Jerry, tell him that R down 81 was, where'd you put it, Al? Minus 10.7, or is that 2? Minus 10.2 and minus 9.3.
Roger, copy. Now in 81, minus 10.2 and minus 9.3.
Roger.
That's affirmative.
And Clipper rogered that. He heard it.
Hey, you got any thoughts on the ground, Houston, why our comm is so bad between each other?
Pete, we're checking. Break, did you get an out-of-plane from
How we
Dick?
can fix it? We don't have any out of plane. It was 0.3 again or something.
That was 0.4, Pete.
Oh, 0.4 of a foot per second.
Clipper, Houston.
Go ahead, Houston. This is Clipper.
Roger, just thought we'd better make a check with you and see how your antennas are. Are you in the starboard antenna?
That's true. I'm on the lower antenna, lower right.
Roger.
VHF is really horrible.
Apollo Control, Houston. The ignition clock in Mission Control shows now less than 3 minutes from time of ignition for CDH, constant delta height maneuver. 2 minutes away now from CDH. This...
Are you going to burn? Yeah, you're right, Al. I picked it up on a section.
Less than a minute away now.
Smaller than the lamp. I'm with you. Let me know if I can help you. You want a countdown?
Guidance says they're burning now.
Okay, Pete.
Burn is concluded.
Houston.
Roger, Pete. Looks good.
Okay. My TPI time was 144.345487. That's pretty good. 144.345487. Roger, 144.345487.
Apollo Control, Houston, at 144 hours, 5 minutes now into the flight. We presently show Intrepid and Yankee Clipper some 80 nautical miles apart.
Okay, I'll pick up one myself right here. Yes, sir.
Apollo Control, Houston. We're at 144 hours, 10 minutes now into the flight. We presently show Intrepid and Yankee Clipper at 74 nautical miles apart with a closure rate of 141 feet per second.
Pete, I got a time of 144362024. That's affirmative. 28.5 for TPI. We're 4 seconds off.
You've been
Easy.
You've been listening to Intrepid and Yankee Clipper discussing their terminal phase initiation solution. The TPI, or terminal phase initiation burn, is one which effectively begins the intercept. It's done some when the phasing between the two spacecraft is some 26.5 degrees from the local horizontal. We're at 144 hours, 13 minutes now into the flight, and this is Apollo Control, Houston.
You got your light on again? Hey, Pete. Okay. The blasted sun out there is making it very difficult to take marks. I got 5 of them, 6 of them so far. It doesn't bother the VHF any. I said it doesn't bother the VHF any. Okay. You guys got something flying along with you. Could be. Hey, did you guys check your tracker light? It's dark out there. I don't see you anymore. Well, I'll just keep looking here. Just hang on. Well, I sure don't see you. I wonder why you lost it. It was really great there the first night sight pass. Well, you're gone, Pete. I'll have to back you up on VHF 7 marks.
It's Apollo Control, Houston. We're at 144 hours at 20 minutes. Momentarily, Capcom Jerry Carr will pass along to the crew a ground-based solution of for TPI.
Houston, we have a TPI solution here.
All right, we're ready to copy.
Okay, TIG at 1443552. We're getting a delta VX of 25.9er, a delta VZ of minus 12.8. Your total delta V is 30.
Roger, that's very close. Our first cut was the total of 28.9.
Roger.
Hey, Jerry, what happened to your out-of-plane solution?
Apollo Control, Houston. That TPI maneuver information is passed along for advisory purposes only. The crew, of course, does have the option of going with...
And we're seeing about 8 feet per second, but we don't believe it.
Oh, okay.
We don't either.
I knew you had to have some somewhere. Hey, you ought to see the Earth in the telescope, Pete. It's fantastic.
Intrepid, of course, has the option of going with the onboard solution. The TPI maneuver will be performed
In the sextant.
while in Intrepid and Yankee Clipper.
Light's just not blinking, that's
Yeah,
all.
Houston, it looks like our tracking lights burned out. Dick hadn't been able to find us in the sextant. And on the first night sight pass, we had little bits and pieces floating along with us, and we could tell that the tracking light was flashing on them. And we still have, I presume, the same bits and pieces floating along, and nothing's flashing on them, so I'm pretty sure it burned out.
Roger, Pete.
TPI is performed over the backside of the moon, or the far side pass.
Hi, Intrepid.
Okay.
This is Houston. How'd your sweep down 4 and aft go?
It's getting much cleaner in here running this way. And also, Yankee Clipper informs me as the television all set up, when we come around the horn, we'll come around with the television on in Vox.
Roger.
Who knows, you may get to see the first Whifferdale.
Roger, Pete. Our electrical watchers say that the current indicates that your tracking light is on.
Okay, now we just turned it off. Now, does the current show that?
It sure does, Pete.
You're flying through the air backwards, then, Pete, because I don't see it.
Well, my ball tells me I'm pointed at you, Dick, and so does my radar.
Well, you may have current, but you don't have any light.
Maybe that thing can burn out in such a manner that it still draws current, but that doesn't make sense, does it?
That's affirmative, Pete.
Oh, I can't do that?
Yes, it can.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's burned out. I don't see it flashing anywhere in the spacecraft, not that I remember seeing it before, but I did remember it on bits and pieces, and I don't see it anymore. Yeah, when's LOS, Houston?
We got LOS coming up for both of you in 3 minutes.
Okay, very good.
You're only about 10 seconds apart.
Okay.
It's Apollo Control, Houston, 144 hours, 25 minutes. We presently show Intrepid and Yankee Clipper 53 nautical miles apart with a rate of closure of 136 feet per second. We've got some 2 minutes and roughly 2.5 minutes before we have loss of signal on both vehicles. We're at 144 hours, 26 minutes now into the flight, and this is Apollo Control, Houston.
Okay, I got a recycle going.
Yankee Clipper, Houston, go low bit rate, pass that word on to the LEM.
Low bit rate.
This is Apollo Control, Houston, at 144 hours, 28 minutes into the flight of Apollo 12. We've had loss of signal with both Intrepid and the Yankee Clipper. This is Apollo Control, Houston, at 145 hours, 13 minutes now into the flight. We're some 1 minute and 20 seconds away at this time from reacquiring the command module Yankee Clipper. As the two spacecraft come around the far side of the moon, the Yankee Clipper will be configured for television, this to show the final phases of rendezvous and docking. Meanwhile, we've been furnished some numbers by the Houston television pool, which indicate, in addition to U.S. networks, the Atlantic and Indian Ocean satellites are covering a total of 32 countries with a potential audience of some 300 million persons. The Japanese news pool, also by satellite transmission, has a potential of 100 million persons. Line coverage is being transmitted to the Philippine Islands, Hong Kong, Hawaii, Korea, Australia, and Taiwan. In addition to that, tapes are being flown to Africa and the Middle East with a potential viewer count of 6 million persons. We're 10 seconds away now from forecast time of acquisition, and we'll stand by.
Hello, Houston, Yankee Clipper, loud and clear on me.
Roger, the same.
Tube.
Nothing yet, Dick.
Okay,
Houston,
38 feet per second.
Clipper, Houston, we're going to need about a 60-degree roll right to get high gain.
Pete Conrad reporting a closure rate of 38 feet per second, about 1.7 nautical miles away. 145 hours, 16 minutes, standing by for any television transmission.
Pete, I have you at 1.2 miles.
I concur.
Now 1.2 nautical miles apart.
Well, you sure look strange down there amongst all the sand dunes.
Sorry about that. Listen up. 1 mile, and I'm broke to 31 feet.
1 mile apart and a closure rate of 31 feet per second.
Hey, 1 mile, I got you at.
Okay.
Television signal just beginning to come in now. We're standing by.
Clipper, Houston, we're getting your TV black and white now. Processing will be long shortly.
Hey, how's it look?
Looking good in black and white, and we think we can see Intrepid.
4,500 feet at 30 feet a second.
Roger.
Hold off a little more. It's close now. Huh? It's close now. He's 4,000 feet away.
Step off, in case I have to brake for you. Hey, Pete, you're looking pretty good. I got you at 6/10 of a mile.
Yeah. Okay. Flat through half a mile here and slowing down. I'm going to run through that secondary strip for a while. This primary doesn't smell too good either. That's our problem. Go to secondary? All right. At half a mile, 19 feet a second.
I checked half a mile. Pretty good.
Okay. Pretty darn good yourself. Out of 2,000 feet.
Clipper, Houston, we got good color now. Looking good.
Okay, Pete, I've got you at a third of a mile. 2,000.
Okay?
Looking good. How can you look so good when you're so ugly?
Say again?
How can you look so good when you're so ugly?
I don't know. You look awful good yourself.
There you see Intrepid as it approaches.
$1,500 feet, Dick.
Okay.
Intrepid, Houston, give us high bit rate, please.
Okay, Houston. Feet a second. That's 1,200 feet. Clipper. No. Oh, out there when you give her a nice long thrust. 5 feet a second.
Okay, Pete, you're looking good. Keep it coming.
Okay. Feet. Better coast in. Antenna is in now. What's happened? Huh? I'm watching this antenna. Okay right now.
Intrepid coasting in now. Dick Gordon aboard the Yankee Clipper will actually perform the docking.
Exterior light off. It's off. On the aft. On the left. On the aft.
That's 300 feet.
Say again?
There's 900 feet.
Yeah. I got 800.
Okay.
You're looking better all the time, Yankee.
Yeah, keep going. I still have some film left.
Pete Frank going around the room, pulsing his flight control team as to status. We're looking good at this time.
feet.
Check, I've got hit 540.
Okay, I'm down to 3 feet a second.
Is your tracker light on?
Oh, we'll turn it on for you.
You don't have one.
Closure rate of 3 feet per second.
Feet a second, Dick. 200 feet.
200 feet apart now.
Okay, the radar broke lock, Al. Will you take care of it? Yes. I'll go to the checklist. Okay. How do you read me, Dick?
I read you loud and clear, Pete. You're looking awful good. Come here and bring the docking target back with you.
Say again?
Look at me and bring the docking target back with you.
You're almost unreadable. Relay through Houston.
Roger, Intrepid, he wants to know why you didn't bring the docking target with you.
Oh, I got it. On the top. Eight? Yeah.
Want me to start right there?
Yeah, verb 34 enter.
Okay, verb 34 enter. Let me put down that number. That'd be a good one to remember.
Hello, Houston, Clipper.
Clipper, Houston, go. We can see thruster firings now.
Okay, am I clear for power alarm?
Your go for logic,
And I'll have the logic on for you in a minute. Okay, here's the logic.
right there. Clipper, Houston, your go for pyro alarm and stand by to receive the skipper's gig.
Aye, aye, sir. Okay, Pete, why don't you let me finish this roll, huh?
Give you what?
Oh, let me finish this 180-degree roll, okay?
I don't understand what he's saying now. Do you understand?
Intrepid, Houston, he's going to finish his roll maneuver now. I'm working on it.
All right.
That's Intrepid.
Two rolls, Dick, and I'll fly wing line.
Okay.
Look at that S-band antenna. His track.
Can I move it?
Also, that is extremely interesting. Look at the cover on...
Dick? Driving.
Huh?
Okay, cover on what?
Look at the umbilical cover. Do you suppose that's what got hit by lightning or something with launch?
Because it's brown?
Look at the top of it burned.
Yep, I do believe that's what got hit.
No, maybe it gets burned by other...
Probably got to find out. That'd be good. Okay. Why don't you move over to the left a little bit, and I'll take a picture of it and take a look at it later.
Hey, can you drop down, little Pete?
Can I do what?
Drop down?
Down. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Towards the boom.
Towards where?
Towards the boom.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, Pete.
How much further down do you want me to go?
Well, get down so I can see you. I've lost. I'm losing you now.
Don't have me?
No, get down towards the moon. You're going below me. Below the spacecraft.
Oh, I think he wants me to...
That's right. He's upside down.
I'm sorry. When you say down, that's up to me, pal. I'm upside down.
I said towards the moon.
Sorry, I don't know where the moon is. I'm
It's right there.
Now you see me?
Okay, go. I got you.
Okay.
Okay, do your maneuver.
All right, let me stop my radio. Have you got it?
I got it.
You got it.
Okay, you need to pull both rendezvous radar circuit breakers.
Okay, wait just a second. Is the rendezvous radar in the right place?
It's at 320, 0320, which is where it should be.
Okay.
Got those out?
Rendezvous radar breakers are pulled.
From the verb 44. Intrepid, Houston, if you get a chance, we would like that picture.
We took it already, Houston.
Good show.
Only take it with our movie camera, but hey, he's got something sticking out around the top of him, too. We ought to take a look. Right up there?
At the top, Pete?
Wait a minute. I still on my checklist here.
All right.
Okay, the overhead window. Take me the rest of that out.
Okay. External lighting to dock.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's it.
Okay, here I come. Why don't you take a look at that, whatever's swinging on the top of the spacecraft, see it? It's probably part of the set package. I bet it is. I bet you're right. Get a picture of that? At the back. Get a picture of that? Yeah, I tried to. All right, Dick, I'm going to pitch over at 90 degrees now.
Okay, let's go. All right.
I'm going on the air. Houston.
Roger, Intrepid.
Yeah, just one. Yeah. Go ahead, one. But the antenna's okay. All right, it's down 9, and y'all know.
Intrepid, Houston, give us a low bit rate.
Okay, Dick, now I'm going to yaw left 120.
Okay, go ahead, I'm ready.
Okay. I got first 77, but I'll do it again. What else? Okay. That's all it is. Contact. After hard dock, both control both off. Okay? After the hard dock. Yep. Okay. Put a movement on there.
Intrepid now station keeping with the Yankee Clipper. We're at 145 hours, 34 minutes.
Hey, Richard, you didn't set up the rendezvous target for me.
Now you want your picture taken instead.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're looking good. Closing right on the money.
Okay. Looks good here. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Boy, up a little bit. Yeah. Good, Dick. Thanks, Mike. Okay, capture?
Capture.
Okay, go free.
Free.
Very good. That's good shape. Go ahead.
That's what I was supposed to be when I was free.
Yes, sir. You're looking good. As stable as a rock. Go ahead.
Hey, man, just let me stabilize a little bit.
Okay, it looks pretty stable to me.
Think so, huh?
Huh?
I want to pitch it down just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Let the dynamics die out just a little.
Okay. It's hardly moving at all.
Yeah, but the target, I want to get it pumped down a little bit.
Okay. Steady as a rock.
Okay, I'm getting it down there with the attitude. It's okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
You ready to retract?
I'm ready to retract.
Okay, Charlie Brown. Here you go.
Okay. ahead. Control switches are off, pal, and you got it.
Thank you, thank you.
Super job, Richard. That was smooth, wasn't even a wrinkle. Okay, taking the checklist there. Now, okay, flow control ags that hold. Ags that hold. Attitude control 3 of them hold. Oh, guidance control ag. Guidance control ag. Dead band max. Dead band max. Balance couple on. Balance couples on. Verify forward bump off auto.
Hello, Houston, Clipper.
Clipper Houston, go.
48.
Roger, that's the end of the T ratio. We've got some work to do.
Roger, we can see Pete through the window now.
No, I'll leave it out for a little while then.
Hello there. How about a 12021?
Roger, Pete, we can see your nose from here.
That's my sunglasses I got on in my helmet. 12021. 12021.
Intrepid Houston, I got some S-band angles for you.
The Marines are picking on it again.
Intrepid Houston, negative on the angles.
Go ahead. Okay. Houston, I've got 5,838 in for the LEM wave, 35,389 in for the CSM wave. Is that good enough?
Stand by, Pete.
Those are blank on my checklist, so I just... I believe you're right. I believe lightning once it hit right on the front of that... oh, I'm not sure. I didn't see it all the way around it. Maybe... What I have... got to look around it. So there you go, Richard.
I'm just wondering, Pete, I've got it 10 degree deadband, plus minus 5.
Okay.
Intrepid Houston, I got your weight.
All right. Houston, go ahead.
Okay, LEM weight is 5334. And CSM weight is 35600.
Copy. LEM weight is 5334. And CSM is 35600. Very good.
Roger, break Clipper, did you copy?
Second, two.
Houston, I just stuck 5,500 in the LEM. Is that close enough?
Clipper, the LEM weight is 5334. And if you're ready to copy, I've got your trims for you.
Listen, I don't even need those things, do I?
Okay, we'll skip them.
Just hang on to them in case I need them, though, Sheriff. I gotta get to work and get that tunnel pressurized.
Roger, go half degree deadband.
I'm in plus or minus 5 degrees. I can see some fuel that way. Houston, Clipper.
Clipper Houston, go.
I expect the folks are a little bored of that scene. I'll turn the television off with your concurrence.
Roger, we concur.
How's the show?
Very, very good, Dick.
Hey, keep these off.
It's Apollo Control Houston. Television transmission is down now. We copied a preliminary docking time of 145 hours 36 minutes, and you heard Pete Conrad commend Command Module pilot Dick Gordon for what he described as a super job. We're at 145 hours, 42 minutes, and this is Apollo Control, Houston.
Intrepid, Houston, go update a link to data. Your S-band antenna angles are pitch 176, yaw 59er.
Thank you, Houston, we'll try.
Hey, Pete, is your forward up valve and auto? Okay.
Yankee, Clipper, and Intrepid, we're ready to start uplinks to you. Who'd like the first one?
Clipper is ready.
Roger, give us poo and we'll start it up.
It's all yours.
Intrepid, Houston, high bit rate. Intrepid, Houston, give us high bit rate, over.
Roger, we'll give you high bit rate. We gave it to you, Houston. Maybe you're just not catching it.
Roger, we copy now.
Say, Houston, Intrepid, what time is it back there anyhow?
It's just about high noon. It's 9 minutes after 12.
Oh, I've completely lost all sense of night and day. Al wants to know what day it is.
20 November, 20. And it's Thursday.
Okay. Thursday, Roger.
Intrepid, Houston, if you'll go poo and data, we've got an uplink for you, and go update a link to data, over.
You got it, Houston.
Clipper, Houston, the computer's yours.
Hey, Houston, while you got a minute, I'd like to talk over something with you.
Go ahead, Pete.
When we were on the back side, then coming around, I don't remember exactly what time it was, coming up on, what was it, mid-course correction? Up on a mid-course correction, we got an ECS light with a partial pressure CO2, went over 7, and that kind of surprised me. And we did switch the canister, secondary, and sure enough, the CO2 gauge went to 0, like it was starting on a fresh canister. I don't think the canister that we put in, which was at 130 hours, that's only 15 hours old, have done that. I'm wondering if maybe I ought to take a look at that canister and see if it's wet or anything.
Roger, Pete, stand by. I think we got some words on that.
Okay.
Hey, Pete. I'll take the hatch out.
Is that what you said, Dick? We can open the hatch?
Intrepid, Houston, the computer's yours.
Roger.
Yankee, Clipper, Houston, I've got a CSM separation maneuver pad for you, and a LEM jettison attitude, and a LEM jet time.
Houston, this is Clipper.
Intrepid, Houston, you ready to copy pads?
Negative, Houston, but we will be in just a minute. I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Hey, Pete. Hey, Conrad. Hey, Commander Conrad. Pietro, where are you?
Yankee, Clipper, Intrepid, are you giving us a call?
No, we're talking to each other. Sorry about that.
Okay. I've got my helmet on. Dick, I can't see down here.
Houston, Intrepid, we're ready to copy those pads.
Roger, Intrepid. The first pad will be a P-30 LEM maneuver. Call it LEM impact or LEM final. Are you ready?
Ready to go.
Roger, now on 3-3. 1-4-9. 2-8. 1-7-5-0. Now in 81, minus 0-1-8-1-2. Plus 0-0-6-0-3. Minus 0-0-0-1-5. Now in 42 is NA. Burn time, NA. FDAI, 1-6-2-3-5-8. AGS, minus 0-1-8-1-1. Plus 0-0-6-0-3. Minus 0-0-0-2-8. The rest is NA.
Roger, Houston, 149281750. Minus 01812 plus 00603 minus 00015. NA 162358 minus 01811 plus 00603 minus 00028.
That's affirmative, Val. A couple of flight plan updates for you. Number one, we'd like you to bring back the sequence camera and stow it in Alpha 8, and no bag will be required. Over.
Understand.
Roger, Al. Also on panel 16, would you pull your LEM tracking light circuit breaker? Over.
Way ahead of you on that one.
Hello, Houston, Clipper.
Go ahead, Clipper.
I'm ready for those pads.
Roger, Dick, would you put your tape recorder forward switch to forward, please?
Okay, it is.
Okay, the first one will be your separation burn pad. Separation maneuver follows. Roll. 1-8-0. Pitch. 3-4-3. Yaw. 0-0-0. GET of TIG is 1-4-8-0-4-3-0. Delta V 1 foot per second. Burn Z-axis retrograde. Over.
Roger, CSM separation attitude 180, pitch 343, 000 yaw, TIG 1480430, Delta V 1 foot per second, Z-axis retro.
Roger. Now this is your jettison pad. Your roll angle is 2-2-0. Pitch is 3-5-8. Yaw is 3-5-2. Correction, 3-4-2. GET of jettison is 1-4-7. 5-9er 3-0. Over.
Left jettison attitude, roll 220, pitch 358, yaw 342, jettison time 147, 59er 30.
Roger, Dick, and the last one is your CSM P76 pad. GET of TIG is 149er 2854.5. Delta VX minus 01811. Delta VY plus 00603. Delta VZ plus 00036.
Roger, copy 1492854.5, X minus 01811, Y plus 00603, Z plus 00036.
That's affirmative, Dick.
And what was that anyway?
That'll be the...
Words, Don, I've got it. What do I do with it?
If you want to track the limb, Dick, this is the data that you need for tracking.
Oh, this is my P76 pad, okay. Thank you, Jerry, I understand.
Roger, Dick. Intrepid, Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, Al, when you get a moment here before you go LOS, we've got a couple items. Number one, we'd like a few more words, if you can, on what it was that you saw dangling from the CSM. I think you called it a separation package or something like that. And also, we'd like to see you go back to your primary LOIH canister and give us a look at it and see if it goes off on the CO2 again.
Okay, we'll do that. We're a little bit suspicious of it because we had some erratic readings with our CO2. We'll go back to primary right now. And and Houston, it looked like some of the stuff we used to get back at the SEP plane on Gemini, except it looked like a piece of metal, was about 3 feet long and about 1 inch wide, that was just curling up off the back there, right at the SEP plane.
Roger, Pete. Clipper, Houston, I've got a Rev 33 map update for you.
Hey, Jerry, can we skip this one? We're kind of busy right now.
Sure can, Dick.
Okay, just holler at us when we come around the corner. We'll be looking for you.
Okay, that takes care of the paperwork for this pass.
Thank you, pal.
It's Apollo Control, Houston, 146 hours, 7 minutes now into the flight of Apollo 12. There was a series of pads passed up to both Yankee Clipper and Intrepid. A GET, among those, a GET for the ascent stage deorbit burn was passed along, which gave a time of ignition at 149 hours, 28 minutes, 17 seconds. We'll stand by and continue to monitor.
Take a look at the tunnel.
Yankee Clipper, Houston.
Go ahead.
Roger, Dick, when you get a second, got some DAP data for you and a couple of switches for you to check.
Okay, do I need the DAP data?
Yeah, it looks like a couple of registers need changing.
Go ahead with it.
Roger, R1 should be 61101. R2 is 01111. And check your AC roll auto select valve switches to the off position and up TLM to block, over.
Okay, Jerry. I'll get there after a bit. We're still trying to get this stuff over here to the CSM.
Okay, Dick.
Hey, Pete. I'm maneuvering to the jettison attitude. Don't let it worry you. Don't worry, I won't. I think so.
It's Apollo Control Houston at 146 hours, 19 minutes now into the flight. We're less than 7 minutes away now from loss of signal with Apollo 12. We'll stand by and continue to monitor.
Yeah, Pete, I think so.
Yankee, Clipper, and Intrepid, this is Houston. We're 1 minute from LOS. We're looking for AOS at 147.12, over.
Intrepid, roger.
This is Apollo Control Houston at 146 hours, 27 minutes now into the flight, Apollo 12. We've had loss of signal with Apollo 12, now passing above the far side of the moon. We'll recap at this time a couple of the maneuvers that were performed in process of bringing Intrepid and Yankee Clipper back together again. To recap, the constant delta height maneuver was performed at 144 hours, no minutes, and 1.5 seconds with a delta V of 13.8 feet per second. It placed Intrepid into an orbit with an apolloon of 60.2 nautical miles and a paraloon of 52.6 nautical miles. At 144 hours, 36 minutes, 29 seconds, the terminal phase initiate maneuver was performed with a delta V of 28.5 feet per second, giving an orbit of 73.6 by 58.6 nautical miles. We're presently looking at a limb deorbit burn, which will return the ascent stage of Intrepid back to the lunar surface at 149 hours, 55 minutes, 51 seconds. For this return trip to the moon for Intrepid, we'll see a velocity of 5508 feet per second. The coordinates for impact are currently logged at 3.3378 degrees south and 23.4109 degrees west. We reacquire Apollo 12 at 147 hours, 12 minutes, and at that time we would expect to find Commander Pete Conrad and Lunar Module pilot Alan Bean completing their transfer back to the command module. We're at 146 hours, 29 minutes into the flight, and this is Apollo Control Houston. This is Apollo Control Houston at 147 hours, 3 minutes now into the flight of Apollo 12. Apollo 12 continuing on its pass above the backside of the moon. Meanwhile, in Mission Control Center Houston, Flight Director Glenn Lunny has come in somewhat early to replace Flight Director Pete Frank. Most of the flight controllers on the Pete Frank orange shift are still in mission control, however. The change of shift briefing will be held at 2:30 as previously scheduled, and will feature Flight Director Pete Frank and capsule communicator Jerry Carr. We have a correction to make to an earlier ground elapsed time which we passed along for the ascent stage deorbit. We identified a GET of 149 hours 55 minutes 51 seconds as a time of ignition. It is in fact the time forecast time for impact on the lunar surface. We're at 147 hours 4 minutes into the flight, and this is Apollo Control Houston. This is Apollo Control Houston at 147 hours 12 minutes now into the mission. We're less than a minute away now from reacquiring Apollo 12, and when we pick up the spacecraft, we expect that Pete Conrad and Al Bean will be in the final phases of making good their transfer back to Yankee Clipper. We'll stand by and monitor at this time. This is Apollo Control Houston. We're now receiving data. It's Apollo Control Houston at 147 hours 15 minutes. We've not yet attempted to contact the Apollo 12 crew, assuming that they're quite busy now in the final phases of their transfer.
Intrepid Houston, how do you read?
Reach loud, clear.
Roger, Yankee Clipper, how do you read?
Houston, loud and clear.
Roger, read you both the same. Yankee Clipper, Houston, Peter, you in the Clipper now?
Pete's reading the checklist to Al. Hey, Jerry, they got a question.
Go.
Pete wants to know if he can leave his LCG in the lab.
Okay, Dick, stand by. We'll get an answer on that. I got a couple of questions for them. Would you relay them?
Yeah, I can, Jerry. They're going through that checklist so we can get out of it.
Okay, here's our questions. You know that hanging metal they were. You know that hanging metal they were talking about on the service module? We're wondering if that's in a position such that it might possibly be the cause of our S-band antenna problem, causing it to dither.
Further aft than that,
Jerry,
it's right around the step plane of the service module, and it's right on the top of Dick Gordon, whereas his S-band antenna is on the bottom left, if you go relative to the upper windows.
Okay, we copy that, and the other one is don't forget to bring the LEM TV camera across.
We've already got it, and it's stowed on the command module, and we put it in one of those special bags because it had a lot of dust on it.
Roger, good.
And also, Houston, we need to know if we can just go ahead and leave our LCGs here. You want them brought back?
We're checking on that now, Pete.
The LCG referenced there as the liquid cooled garment. We're at 147 hours 20 minutes now into the flight.
Clipper, Houston.
go ahead.
Roger, high gain antenna's not doing too well. We'd like you to go manual, and your angles are pitch minus 4-1, yaw 4, over. Intrepid, Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, on your LCG question, the only problem we have right now is in the area of contamination. We're giving a quick checkout on that, and we'll have an answer for you in just a few minutes.
Say again, Houston.
Intrepid, Houston, the only problem that the question mark we have with the LCG being left in the LEM is a contamination thing. We're getting an okay on it, and we'll get back with you in just a couple minutes.
Understand.
P30 look good, Al. Clipper, Houston, I have a CSM DAP load for you and a map update for Rev 34.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, Dick, your CSM weight is 35634. I've got your trim angles anytime you need them. Your map update is Rev 34. LOS is 1482447. 4943. 149er 1101.
Roger, I copied that, and the CSM weight is 35634.
Affirmative, Dick. Intrepid, Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Roger, you can leave those LCGs in the LEM if you want to, and let us know where you've stowed them, would you?
Will do. We're going to leave them in the CSM ditty bag, which will be on the floor.
Okay, fine.
It's Apollo Control, Houston. We're still looking for a LEM jettison time of 1:47:54:30. A bit more than 20 minutes from this time. We're now at 1:47 hours 29 minutes into the flight.
Intrepid, Houston.
Hello.
Roger, have you got your master alarm circuit breaker closed?
It's open.
Okay, Dick.
What would you like, Houston?
That's fine the way it is.
Is it okay? Okay.
Flight Director Glenn Lunny just quickly advised his flight control team we've completed all of the work in the Lunar Module as far as we know, and we're standing by at this time for the crew to secure the hatch. We're at 147 hours 35 minutes into the flight of Apollo 12. It's Apollo Control, Houston. While we're standing by, why don't we quickly go over some of our upcoming ground elapsed times for events. We're looking at a ground elapsed time for the jettison of the Lunar Module of 1:47 hours 59 minutes 30 seconds. A ground elapsed time for command and service module separation maneuver of 148 hours 4 minutes 30 seconds, and a GET for ignition of the
Clipper,
Roger, Clipper, go.
or you want to send something to the lab to see if the uplink is okay? About a verb 44.
Stand by just a second, Dick.
We're looking at a GET for the ignition of the deorbit burn of 149 hours 28 minutes and 14 seconds, with a GET for impact of 149 hours 59 minutes 51 seconds.
Clipper, Houston, we're going to send an error reset. Yankee Clipper, this is Houston. Intrepid is go. You can clear it out anytime.
Roger, we've been trying to. All right, Mr. Clipper, about a pyro arm. Here comes the logic on for you.
Roger, Clipper. Yankee Clipper, Houston, go for pyro arm.
Roger, go for pyro arm.
It's Apollo Control Houston at 147 hours, 43 minutes. We presently show Apollo 12 with an apoloon of 62.6 nautical miles and a paraloon of 57 nautical miles. This is Apollo Control Houston at 147 hours, 50 minutes now into the flight of Apollo 12. We've not yet received verbal confirmation from Commander Pete Conrad and Al Bean that they're both now back in Yankee Clipper, but we feel reasonably assured that they have effected their return. We're standing by at 147 hours, 51 minutes into the flight. It's Apollo Control Houston at 147 hours, 53 minutes into the flight. Our two clocks in mission control, the bottom clock identified as ET is counting down to jettison. We're at 5 minutes 45 seconds away. The top clock counting down to command and service module separation, the separation by Yankee Clipper. And we're now 10 minutes and 30 seconds away from that event.
Houston Clipper, 2 minutes to jettison.
Roger, Clipper.
That was Dick Gordon reporting from the Yankee Clipper that they're now less than 2 minutes from jettison of Intrepid. All three crew members now back in the Yankee Clipper. About 20 seconds away from jettison now. Guidance and Control Officer reports that the two spacecraft have separated. We've received no acknowledgement yet from the crew, but on ground-based displays we did read out the jettison of the Lunar Module.
Yankee Clipper, Houston, go to Reac on the high gain, over.
Roger.
We have a report that the command and service module has now completed the separation maneuver, a 5.5 second burn of the reaction control system engines.
Yankee Clipper, Houston. Roger, your high gain's beginning to jitter again. Better go manual, and your angles in the flight plan are good. That's minus 36 on the pitch and 352 on the yaw.
This is Apollo Control at 148 hours, 10 minutes. Our LEM systems engineers report all systems on Intrepid look good after the jettison and subsequent CSM separation. The times we have for those two maneuvers are as follows: 147 hours, 59 minutes, 30 seconds for the jettison of the Lunar Module, and 148 hours, 4 minutes, 30 seconds for the separation maneuver performed by the CSM. We show 13 minutes, 50 seconds now until loss of signal from Yankee Clipper. Our flight director on this shift is Glenn Lunny, and the capsule communicator coming on is astronaut Don Lind. There will be a change of shift briefing shortly in the news center, Houston News Center. The participants are leaving at this time.
Apollo 12, Houston.
Hello.
Pete, the surgeon has some words for you about your sensors, the sensor irritation, if you want to listen to that.
I want you to stand by until I get some calm.
Roger.
Officer has just reported that the LEM jettison produced negligible effect on the lunar module trajectory and should have no effect on the time of ignition or the delta V required for the LEM deorbit scheduled to occur on the next revolution. That maneuver is now planned to occur at 149 hours, 28 minutes, 14 seconds with a delta V retrograde 191.3 feet per second. That will be a reaction control system maneuver, a total duration of 1 minute, 21.4 seconds.
Apollo 12, Houston. Apollo 12, Houston, Omni Bravo, please. Apollo 12, Houston in the blind, Omni Bravo, please.
We're continuing to have signal strength variation through the spacecraft high gain antenna. Capcom Don Lind requesting that the crew switch to one of their Omni antennas. Our ground station at the present time is Madrid, where we have an 85-foot dish. We should be able to get fairly good communications through the Omni antennas with that ground receiving antenna.
Houston.
Oh, Houston 12, go ahead.
Roger, we recommend that you shut off the high gain. First, put the track switch on manual. Next, put the high gain power switch to off. And talk to us through Omni. We assume you're on Omni Bravo. We think that should be a good one.
Your assumption is correct.
Flight Director Glenn Lunny now taking a status from all of his flight controllers 3 minutes before loss of signal on the command and service module. And the report all around the room is that we look good.
Apollo 12, Houston, everything looks in good shape down here. Also, the LEM looks in good status for the deorbit burn. Apollo 12, Houston, we show about 45 seconds to LOS. We'll see you come around the corner at 149.11.
Roger, Don, thank you.
This is Apollo Control. We've had loss of signal now. We'll reacquire the spacecraft on its 34th revolution at 149 hours, 11 minutes, or about 46 minutes from now. At this time, we'll switch to the Houston News Center for the change of shift press conference, which is scheduled to begin at this time. This is Apollo Control at 149 hours, 10 minutes. We're now about 1 minute from reacquiring the spacecraft on its 34th revolution of the moon. During this rev, the major activity will be the LEM deorbit maneuver. That's to be performed at 149 hours, 28 minutes, 14 seconds, causing the LEM ascent stage to impact the lunar surface at 149 hours, 55 minutes, 53.2 seconds. The maneuver, which deorbits the LEM, will be performed with the Lunar Module reaction control system thrusters. The burn time, burn duration will be 1 minute, 21.4 seconds, producing a retrograde delta V of 191.3 feet per second. The maneuver will be performed at 14.22 degrees south latitude and 62.5 degrees east longitude, which would be just about over the Sea of Fertility. The impact point is predicted to be about 4.8 miles south of the Lunar Module descent stage. The impact coordinates are 3.31 degrees south and 23.43 degrees west. The predicted velocity at impact is 5,000. The predicted velocity at impact is 5,508 feet per second. And we predict that we'll have
Apollo 12, Houston.
We have acquisition of signal now. Capcom Don Lind has put in a call to the crew. Picking up, we expect the propellant remaining in the Lunar Module descent stage to be about 350 pounds at impact. And the propellant remaining in terms of delta V will be about 394 feet per second. Our communications engineer has just reported that we are having a bit of problem locking up on the command module at this time. We'll continue to stand by. And we have a good solid lockup now. The control systems engineer reports that the LEM looks good at this time. We now show 12 minutes 53 seconds until ignition for this Lunar Module ascent stage deorbit. One of the primary purposes of the maneuver is to give us a calibrated signal on how a given level of energy is transmitted through the lunar surface to the passive seismic experiment. We have indications from the previous seismic experiment left on the moon as to what sort of signals we get from the instrument. We don't, however, have a good handle on how a given level of energy is transmitted through the lunar surface. And it's hoped that by impacting the LEM ascent stage, which has a known mass and a known velocity, it will help us in interpreting previous and subsequent seismic signals from the passive seismometer.
Apollo 12, Houston.
Our network controller reports that we still do not have good two-way lock with the command module. We will be trying to transmit in the blind to Dick Gordon.
Apollo 12, Houston, in the blind. For your information, for P20 tracking of the LEM module with the sextant, you'll get a program alarm 20430 when the LEM vector intersects the surface. With a verb 66 enter and reset the alarm, you'll clear that. Impact time at the surface should be 149er plus 55 plus 59er. That's when you should get the alarm 20430, and it's only the LEM vector passing through the surface.
Capcom Don Lind just passed up a new impact time for the LEM ascent stage, updated about 5.8 seconds from the previous time we had. The current prediction for impact is 149 hours, 55 minutes, 59 seconds. The altitude of the Lunar Module ascent stage at the beginning of the deorbit burn will be about 57.8 nautical miles. the predicted flight path angle at impact will be about 3.68 degrees. We also have a predicted crater size for the LEM impact. The prediction for that crater is that it will be elongate, about 6 meters wide and about 12 meters long, with a depth of about 0.4 of a meter to 0.6 of a meter. And at this time we still do not have good two-way lock with the command module. We're getting good data from the LEM.
Hello, Houston, Yankee Clipper.
Loud and clear. How you doing, Dick? Apollo 12, Houston.
Doing pretty good. I've got the LEM in the section. And I've been tracking him, and I've got the camera in the section right now, watching the LEM. What time's that burn scheduled for?
Okay, the burn ignition time is 149er plus 28 plus 14. Did you get a transmission from us in the blind about 2 minutes ago about a program alarm?
Negative.
Roger. If you're going to track in P20, which we see you're setting up for, when the LEM vector intersects the lunar surface, you will get a program alarm 20430. When you go verb 66 and enter and put your vector in that slot and reset, the alarm should go away. Now the impact time is expected to be 149er plus 55 plus 59er.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Roger, we've got some other goodies for you. We've got a P40 maneuvering pad when you're ready to copy. We've got some words for Pete about his skin irritation. We've got consumable pads and a few other things when you want them.
Well, I can take care of them now, Don. I'm trying to track this LEM while these guys are still packing the spacecraft.
Apollo 12, we're not reading you very well on that last transmission. Could you give that again?
You did what again, Don?
Your last transmission, you were breaking up.
I said you better hold all that stuff a while. Pete and Al are trying to pack their spacecraft yet from all the stuff they brought back from LEM. And I'm trying to track the LEM itself, so we don't have time for anything else right now.
Very good. We'll hold it.
We're coming up now on 2 minutes 20 seconds until ignition of the LEM ascent stage. That ignition signal will be transmitted via radio signal from mission control. The scheduled landing impact time is now 29 minutes 44 seconds away. Coming up now on 1 minute until ignition. Our LEM guidance engineer says that we're clear now to command the LEM.
Houston, 1 minute to LEM ignition.
Roger.
Coming up now on 20 seconds to ignition. Ten seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have retro fire. And guidance confirms we're burning all 4 jets.
Apollo 12, Houston, the LEM is on its way down.
Roger, I'm watching.
"30 seconds into the burn, guidance reports accelerations look good, up to 36 feet per second. Total delta V to be gained, 191.3 feet per second.
Houston 12.
Go 12.
Is that LEM still
coming up on cutoff. And we've had cutoff right on time. Total burn duration 1 minute 21.4 seconds. Our flight dynamics officer estimates, based on preliminary tracking, that we're going to be about 20 miles short. The predicted or planned impact point had been about 5 miles, 4.8 miles south of the Lunar Module descent stage. The prediction now is that it will be about 20 miles short. We're standing by for the flight dynamics officer to come up with a predicted set of coordinates for impact.
Well, let me know when you finish, Mark. Houston, Apollo 12.
All right, Houston, go ahead.
Roger. Will you let me know when you're through with the burn, please?
Say again, 12.
Will you call and let me know when the lamp finishes its burn?
Okay, it has finished its burn now. It's been over about a minute and a half.
Thank you.
Apollo 12, Houston, we show just under 20 minutes to LEM impact.
We're now 19 minutes from predicted impact. The predicted weight of the LEM ascent stage at impact is 5,254 pounds.
Apollo 12, Houston, we've computed a new impact time for the LEM impacting the surface at 149er plus 55 plus 17.
Roger.
We're now a little less than 15 minutes from the scheduled time of LEM impact. The new impact time passed up to the crew by Capcom Don Lind was 149 hours, 55 minutes, 17 seconds. We also have some new impact coordinates. The latest estimate from the flight dynamics officer is that impact will occur at 3.95 degrees south latitude, 21.17 degrees west longitude, and we should have that broken out in actual miles from the the LEM descent stage shortly. We're now coming up on 10 minutes until LEM impact. The flight dynamics officer advises that the impact point should be about 39 miles east-southeast of the targeted point. The targeted point was about 4.8 miles south of the LEM landing site.
Houston, Apollo 12.
Go ahead, 12.
Roger, Todd, let's get caught up on some of those pads. Let me know when that thing impacts so I can shut off this camera, because I can't see it through the telescope.
Roger, we've got 6 minutes to impact, and I've got a P40 TEI pad for you.
Okay, go with the TEI pad.
Roger, TEI 39, SPS, GNN. Noun 47 is 35629er. Noun 48 is minus 067 plus 044. GET 160421926. Noun 81 plus 34636 plus 06711 minus 01282. Roll NA, pitch 109er, yaw NA, all the rest is NA, ullage, 4 jet, 11 seconds, and this assumes no plane change 2.
Okay, copy TEI pad 39, SPS GNN, 35629 minus 067 plus 044, 160, 421926 plus 34636 plus 06711 minus 01282. Pitch is 109, 4 jet, 11 seconds, no plane change 2.
That's affirmative. Does Pete want to hear some recommendations from the flight surgeon on skin irritation?
No, he doesn't need any information on that.
Okay, I've got a consumable pad for you if you want it.
You've got some what? Don, say again, you were cut out.
Roger, we've got a consumable update for you. RCS total is 47.6, Alpha is 46.4, Bravo is 48.7, Charlie is 46.4, Delta is 48.7, and we show 2 minutes and 38 seconds to LEM impact.
Okay, understand. And would you tell me when I should start on the secondary propellants? On the secondary fuel?
Roger. 12, we'll get an estimate on that for you.
This is Apollo Control. We're now 1 minute 50 seconds from scheduled impact. One of our displays in Mission Control will be showing us the seismic trace. Hopefully we'll see a very clear indication of the LEM impact on that trace. We would expect that to show on the fourth trace from the left, which is the short period data from the passive seismic experiment. Now 1 minute 25 seconds from LEM impact. We're coming up on 30 seconds to impact. Guidance officer reports the LEM is going to attitude. We're getting good data from the lunar module at this time, and of course we'd expect all that data to go blank at impact. Ten seconds to impact.
Countdown for LEM impact. 3, 2, 1, mark. LEM impact.
And we've lost data from the LEM indicating we impacted on time.
Okay, thank you. Houston, Apollo 12.
Go.
Would you like to take an E-memory dump?
That is affirmative.
Sean's way.
Roger.
And on the rest of our report, the crew status report, everybody's feeling fine. No medication today. There's been enough excitement.
Very good. Copy that.
And the onboard readouts, those three batteries are still at 37.1. And the rest of our checklist is being taken care of.
We got 37.1. Would you give us the end of that?
That's all three of my batteries. Battery C, Pyro A, Pyro B.
Roger, I understand for all batteries. Also, would you give us a word about the CO2 cartridge secondary? We were wondering why you'd gone to secondary, if you had any other trouble on that. Apollo 12, that was a LEM cartridge we were talking about. If you had had another glitch on the CO2 sensor.
And Don, since our high gate is acting up like it is, do you want us to go Omni and Omni Bravo tonight?
That is affirmative, Omni Bravo. That's Omni Bravo when you configure for sleep, and we'd like you to put the normal S-band voice to off at that time.
Roger.
One question, we were wondering if the sequence camera had been wrapped when you stored it to prevent damage. Your choice as to where you want to stow it. Apollo 12, would you hold what you have on attitude until we finish this EMOD dump? Dick, for the RCS, we're 25 pounds on each quad above the level at which we'd open the secondaries, so things are okay there.
Okay, I won't worry about it tonight.
Roger. Apollo 12, for your information, all the surface experiments for ALSAP are in great shape. They're all operating very well. There's apparently no temperature degradation at all because of any dust, so that looks like it came out real fine. The passive seismic is working fine. It noticed Pete walking past. Also got a very nice trace for your liftoff. On the limb impact, we were probably about 40 nautical miles away, so the short period didn't get anything, but it looks like the long period got a couple signals. Also, the cold cathode gauge could see the sublimators walking past Pete when you went over to check the side experiment, and all the other experiments are working fine, so everybody's absolutely delighted in the way you deploy the ALSAP. The passive did record the impact on long period. Apollo 12, Houston, before you close out the LEB, we'd like to just remind you to zero the optics, and we'd like you to leave the power on so that we can watch the CDUs tonight. We've seen just a couple of glitches, and we just want to follow through on that and see how they're doing.
They're doing fine.
Very good.
Any comment on conference?
Apollo 12, if you read, would you give us Omni Bravo? Omni Bravo.
This is Apollo Control. We're now 10 minutes from loss of signal with Apollo 12. The spacecraft is currently in an orbit with a high point of 62.4 nautical miles and a low point of 57.2. Current altitude 61.3. A science briefing is scheduled to begin at about 4:45 p.m. Central Standard Time in the News Center briefing room. The briefing will be conducted by the principal investigators.
Apollo 12, if you read, give us Omni Bravo. Omni Bravo. Apollo 12, Omni Bravo. Omni Bravo. Apollo 12, Houston. Apollo 12, Houston. Could you give us Omni Bravo? Omni Bravo. Apollo 12, Houston. We show about 3 minutes to LOS. If you could give us Omni Bravo, we would appreciate it. Omni Bravo. Apollo 12, Houston. We show 2 minutes from LOS. We'd like Omni Bravo, if you could. Omni Bravo. Apollo 12, Houston. We show 1 minute from LOS. If you read us, would you give us a Omni Bravo? Omni Bravo.
This is Apollo Control. The spacecraft has now gone behind the moon. We'll be reacquiring in about 45 minutes. The Apollo 12 science briefing is scheduled to begin shortly in the News Center auditorium in the small briefing room in Building 1. The briefing will be conducted by principal investigators, Apollo 12 principal investigators. At 150 hours, 24 minutes, this is Apollo Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control at 151 hours, 23 minutes. We passed the point of acquisition about 13 minutes ago. We have not established communications with the spacecraft on this revolution. The crew is scheduled to be sleeping at this time. Capcom Don Lind has been putting in periodic calls to the crew. We do not believe that they are asleep at the present time, and we're in the process now of attempting to reestablish a usable Omni antenna and good signal lock with the spacecraft. The flight dynamics officer has recomputed the landing point of the LEM ascent stage. The recomputed impact point differs very little from the previous estimate. The latest estimate of the landing point is 3.95 degrees south, 21.17 degrees west. This would be about 36 nautical miles east of the planned impact point and about 14 nautical miles south, for a total of about 39 nautical miles east-southeast of the planned impact point. This is Apollo control. We, as you heard, have not had any success making contact with the crew and getting the proper Omni antenna selected so that we can reestablish communications. The next step will be to send a radio signal to the spacecraft, which will trigger the master alarm in the cabin, giving the audio tone also to the headsets. The rationale in reaching this decision at this time was to, if necessary, awake them as early in the sleep period as possible to reestablish comm, rather than continuing to try to get through to them and get the proper Omni antenna selected and perhaps interrupt their sleep after they are more soundly asleep later. Now, this is Apollo control at 151 hours 32 minutes. We are sending the radio signal at this time, which would trigger the flashing alarm light on the display console and also send a tone to the headsets. The best guess we have at this point is that the crew was, after a long day, quite tired as they went behind the moon, perhaps beginning the sleep period on the backside of the moon. We want to, of course, reestablish communications and do that as early in the sleep period as possible. So the decision was made to attempt to arouse them at this time and get good communications reestablished on the Omni antennas, and then allow them to go back to sleep. Now, this is Apollo control at 151 hours 35 minutes. The network controller has just reported we're starting to get a bit of downlink signal now from the spacecraft at Madrid. Our network controller reports we're now getting a weak signal from the spacecraft through the 210-foot dish at Goldstone, California. Still no solid lock-on.
Apollo 12, Houston. Apollo 12, Houston. Do you read? Apollo 12, Houston. Apollo 12, Houston. Would you give us Omni Bravo? Turn up your S-band voice. Apollo 12, Houston. Do you read us? Apollo 12, Houston. Apollo 12, Houston. Do you read? Apollo 12, Apollo 12. This is Houston. Do you read? Apollo 12, Apollo 12. In the blind. Give us Omni Bravo, please.
This is Apollo control at 151 hours 43 minutes. We're going to hand over now to the Goldstone site, where we have a 210-foot dish antenna for reception, and Capcom Don Lind will continue to try to make contact with the crew and to reestablish the proper Omni antenna for communications lock-on. This is Apollo control at 151 hours 54 minutes. We're continuing at this time to attempt to reestablish communications with the spacecraft and presumably to awaken the crew. The last look we had at the CSM prior to LOS on the previous revolution. Everything looked good. The crew was, we expect, quite busy at that time. We should be on Omni B. At the present time, we suspect that the spacecraft is configured for Omni D, which is not oriented in the proper direction for us to get sufficient signal, both uplink and downlink, for a lock-on. The 210-foot dish at Goldstone, California, is receiving a signal from the spacecraft. However, it is not of sufficient signal strength to allow us to establish lock. We have about 27 minutes now before the spacecraft again goes behind the moon, and we will continue through radio signals, which would activate the flashing light and tone in the headset, and also by calls from the Capcom to reestablish communication. There's no concern in mission control at the present time over the situation. The principal concern is to awaken the crew, if that is what is necessary, as early in the sleep period as possible to avoid disturbing their sleep any more than necessary. At 151 hours 56 minutes, this is Apollo Control continuing to stand by.
Apollo 12, this is Houston. Do you read us?
Our network controller reports that we have acquisition of signal.
Apollo 12, Houston.
And we have data.
Apollo 12, this is Houston. Do you read us?
Our guidance and control officer reports the spacecraft is in the proper attitude for the sleep configuration. It's in a stable attitude. And we're continuing to try to get some reaction out of the crew.
Hello, Houston, Apollo 12.
Hello, Apollo 12.
What do you want?
We were just a little concerned about letting you go for 8 hours without any comm. We're sorry to interrupt your sleep, but now we've got you back in comm, so we're just going to wish you a good night, and sorry for the interruption.
Okay, we're not sleeping. We're all just trying to get clean in here, so we had the comm off. We'll be back with you after a while. Don't panic.
Roger, no problem. It's just that we had no TM or anything. We didn't want you to go to sleep before we got a hold of you.
This is Apollo Control. You heard Pete Conrad advise that the crew had not gone to sleep. They were busy getting the spacecraft cleaned up, we presume getting things stowed away and getting ready for their sleep period, and had the communications circuit off. We now have a good solid lock-on, continuing to get data, and we expect that the crew will be beginning their sleep period shortly. This is Apollo Control at 152 hours 12 minutes. Our communications engineer has just reported that the crew has begun configuring their communications for the sleep period, and we expect that they will be getting to sleep before too much longer. The flight plan called for the sleep period to begin at 150 hours, about 2 hours ago. Pete Conrad reported that they were getting things cleaned up. Apparently, the crew was a bit dirty after their extravehicular activities, and getting the spacecraft, their equipment cleaned and stowed. We had reacquired, or had the spacecraft come around in front of the moon in position for reacquisition at 151 hours 9 minutes. At that time, the spacecraft communications system was apparently configured so that the Omni antenna, the active Omni antenna, was not pointed in proper direction for us to receive or to transmit to them. The original thinking was that the crew had probably configured for sleep on the backside of the moon and come around in front with the improper Omni antenna. At 151 hours 29 minutes, after several attempts to establish communications via the capsule communicator, Flight Director Glenn Lunny gave the order to transmit a signal to the spacecraft which would activate the alarm system on their display panel, flashing a light and feeding a tone into the headset. Apparently the weak signal strength which we had both down from the spacecraft and up to it did not allow us to get that alarm in, and we apparently never triggered the alarm. At 152 hours 2 minutes, we again established a lock-on through the Omni antennas with the 210-foot dish antenna at Goldstone, California. And about 1 minute later, Pete Conrad responded with a hello and wondered what we were calling about. In reconstructing the situation, apparently the crew had the communications configured off in the spacecraft. We were not able to get to them to get the proper Omni for data, and had neither data nor voice communications. At this time we are getting good data, high bitrate data through the Omnis and the large 210-foot antenna at Goldstone, and it appears that the crew is at this time getting prepared for their sleep period. We have some 7 minutes left before loss of signal again, as Apollo 12 goes behind the moon on its 35th revolution. At 152 hours 15 minutes, this is Apollo Control, Houston. This is Apollo Control at 152 hours 22 minutes. We've just had loss of signal now. The spacecraft at the time of LOS looked good. The crew was configuring at that time for their sleep period, and we expect that they will be getting to sleep on the backside of the moon prior to reacquisition. We'll next hear from the spacecraft, or next acquire, in about 45 minutes. At 152 hours 23 minutes, this is Apollo Control, Houston.